Good morning and welcome to today's pre-market video. Now in today's pre-market video we're going to cover the FinNifty Expiry. I'm covering it in terms of what an option buyer should do with the index and in terms of what an option seller should do. Both have a different set of playbook. Option buyers, decay is your worst enemy. Option sellers, decay is your best friend. So both are operating on a different playing field, so they need a different playbook naturally. Then before that we're going to cover the news which is affecting the Indian market. Now on the international news front there's only really one news, which is Powell's speech. He will be giving a speech tonight. I'm saying tonight as I record this the night before, and it could be market moving, but it only depends on whether there's any new information. If there's nothing new, then the market knows all what he's going to say and it's just going to come a non-event. On the local news front is where there's a lot of data which has come out. Number one, the Indian economy is expected to grow by over 7% for the fifth consecutive quarter. Very positive news. Second, the June 2024 GST collection has come in at 1.74 lakh crore, roughly $21 billion. So that's a very big number for the GST collection. Indicates strong domestic consumption plus a very aggressive GST department. So one's a positive, one's a negative, but it is the cost of operating in this current market. The third news is that the manufacturing PMI has risen to 58.3 in June, which is a big positive. Plus, the employment growth has grown the fastest since 2006. So that is a big positive again. So these are positive news, and the only thing which I can see is a mixed news is the auto sales are showing a mixed trend. As I said, Maruti Suzuki sales are up 3% on a year-on-year basis, while Tata Motors is down 8%. So auto sales are mixed, but everything else is showing that the Indian economy is having quite a good time on the domestic consumption front plus the manufacturing front. So now let's cut into the index we're analyzing today, which is the FinNifty. Now, when we pop on the levels, now this past 2 to 3 weeks have generally been an option seller's market. We have had very little of clean moves up and down. We've had about 2 to 3. Apart from that, most of the time we've had stagnation. So it's right now an option seller's market, and I think tomorrow there's a high likelihood we'll have the same issue. Now, usually I do not put in all the pre-market videos on indexes, I don't put the simple resistance and support, but this time I've put, because the range has really narrowed at certain points and we are having to use that, even which we don't usually use. Now, on the option selling front, I'll cover first. Now, option sellers I think will have to sell calls and puts tomorrow both. This is right now how the index is trading. FinNifty particularly, it's a 50-50. Now each index now has started trading in a different way. If you look at the Nifty chart, you look at the BANKNIFTY chart, you look at the Sensex chart, you look at the FinNifty chart, you look at the mid-cap Nifty, all have started operating on their own tandem, and some days you can have a good move in one, but all the rest is staying flat. So right now, as of this expiry, the FinNifty is in a 50-50 point of view. It can go up, it can go down. It's not giving a clear indication to any sign. As we can see, there is an equal amount of black candles here and then an equal amount of white candles here. So they're literally cancelling themselves out within a box range. So as an option seller, I believe option sellers should try to sell above 23,850 if they are higher risk option sellers, or above 23,920 if they're medium risk guys. On the downside, on the P sell side, basically I would say everyone should focus on below 23,450. This is 23,520. There is a certain level of risk associated with it, and that can be a dangerous thing. So I believe people who want to do option selling should sell puts below this and calls above one of these. Now, how will I personally do option selling for FinNifty? Now, I believe tomorrow there will be at points where every option seller will get stopped out with a profit. This is as if we open flat how we are right now, and we continue trading in this range, then let's say we have sold 23,900 and above calls and 23,450 and below calls, below puts. Then those option sales will gradually be making money throughout the day. They're not going to make a fantastic amount till the latter part of the day, but they're going to be making something. So what I'm going to do, I'll keep a profit stop on those, as if we get a move on one side, then that side option sales, you will be wishing that you had kept a profit stop, as you'll want to get out. At that side, people will start saying later on that there was an injection, but it was something that was highly likely. So I believe there's an option selling tomorrow which you have to do pre 1:30, basically lunch hour, and then option selling post lunch hour. Post lunch hour is where you'll be able to go more aggressive, as we'll get a neater direction on where we're going, and that is when you can plant yourself on one side in a bigger way than on the other side. What will I use to decide that? I'll use the volume build up. Let's say the volume build up, if you look at it for today, it was showing that yes, we will be hovering towards the top more, and we spent the box range at the top mostly. Just if you see, this candle formed a range, after which we basically slowly drifted above to the top of that range. Not a big range, so option buyers wouldn't have made anything here, but option sellers will have benefited if they sold above here, even though it was not an expiry trading session on Monday for FinNifty. So I expect a similar thing to happen post 1:30 p.m., basically post lunch. So if the volume build-up is like this, then put sellers should focus on the craft more, and if the volume build-up is more like this, which was here, then call sellers should focus more on the call sell side. So basically that is how dividing the option sales. Now for option buyers, tomorrow is going to be a tricky trading session. This is, you'll have to decide whether you want to do scalp trades or not. This is between 23,520 and 23,850. This wide box range, we're going to keep getting V-shaped moves. Now, so if we look at the moves, you can see that, let's say here option buyers will have lost, here again option buyers will have lost. This is the only part where option buyers will have made something small, nothing fantastic. And then here again option sell buyers would have lost, and they would have only made profit here, which is not fantastic also. So option buyers trading within 23,520 and 23,850 have to have a very fast finger, and I would say avoid the options which are expiring on this expiry of 2nd July for FinNifty. Those options will get absolutely murdered in this range. The decay will not be a friend in any sort of way, and literally 10 minutes of stagnation will end up costing you. Even if you get this full move, you will still not make money. So better, if you're going to trade within this range, you focus on the FinNifty calls or puts which are expiring next week rather than 2nd July. If we break above 23,850, then we can go to 23,920, and that's a very strong resistance. That breaks, then we can go to 24,080, and that is where this zone here is where you can use option buys of this expiry, as the move will be fast. On the other hand, if you break 23,450, then we can get a good shot to 23,250 to 300, and then 23,120. Now, why am I not focusing on 23,520 much? This is a support cluster, but the main support in the cluster is the bottom one. So I believe that will be the dampening effect, and that is what's going to really decide whether we are breaking through or we're just going to go hit it and then stall. So that is my view for option buying and option selling tomorrow. Option sellers will have to sell both sides. Keep tight stops because it's a 50-50 market right now. I think from when I've started the pre-market videos, we have only had one 50-50 trading session. This is the second time it's happening. And then for option sellers. And then for option buyers, within that range, do not try to use this week's options or option buys of FinNifty, as you'll get killed by the decay. Whatever you do, you'll end up losing most likely. It's better to go to next week's options within that range. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Any questions, you can drop in the comment section below or send in the WhatsApp number listed below. Thank you.